Is Wilder versus Fury next? Please like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Please leave a comment as well. Let us know what you think. Welcome to a special edition of Hot Stove by 3D Boxing. Breaking news out today. Rumors flying around. Wilder and Tyson Fury? Maybe. Let's get it. That's 2018's motto. Let's see it. Fury said a while back, a couple days ago, when the AJ contract fell apart, so I guess this was Tuesday, to have Al Heyman send over the contract and he'd sign it in 10 seconds, take a picture of it, upload it to Instagram, and watch that fight get made. Wilder responded on an interview on Showtime YouTube with a few hints. He said Fury was a big fight, and he's still the champion. He's never been beaten. So in his eyes, Wilder still sees Tyson Fury as the champion. And it's true. Fury is the man who's beat the man. No one's ever beaten Tyson Fury. No one's ever beaten Deontay Wilder. He also went on to say that AJ's only won vacated belts, this and that no one except for Tyson Fury has beaten Tyson Fury. When asked about a possible opponent, Wilder said that he was excited, and they had a few names that they were working on, a few big names, and he was asked by the Showtime reporter if the possible opponent's last name rhymed with Bury. Well, I can only think of one guy whose last name rhymes with Fury, and that would be Tyson Fury. So, let's see if there's smoke. Let's see if there's fire where there's smoke. Because both guys seem to want this fight. Both guys can talk a good game. See if this fight can get made. Fury said if he offered him a similar contract to what they offered AJ, he'd sign it. This has, all the opportunities to be a big fight. Is this the right fight at the right time, though? That's the question. Fury would be a big payday for sure. Wilder would possibly make more money with Tyson Fury than he would with Anthony Joshua, and we'll explain that in a bit. But it's interesting to see how things work out. Right now, Eddie Hearn is sitting at home, shaking his head, wondering what happened. His entire plan was to make the Wilder fight in April. Well, Wilder turned down his two-fight $20 million deal. And now if Wilder and Fury get on a path to fight each other, that leaves AJ out in the cold. He thought he was leaving Wilder out in the cold. Eddie Hearn thought that he could control the hand and he could tell Wilder exactly when he was getting the fight. Well, we got news for you. This is what happens when you're a scumbag, Eddie Hearn. Bad things happen to lousy people. Wilder and Fury are going to go on their own, and they could, if not immediately, they could lay out a path to fight each other, which would freeze AJ out while they were trying to freeze Wilder out. So it's an interesting turn of events. And we wanted to touch on how potentially Deontay Wilder could make more money in a Tyson Fury fight than with Anthony Joshua. So Deontay Wilder had already agreed to fight for $15 million. He had made every single concession, thinking that he was going to get that fight. It didn't happen. He got played by Eddie Hearn. So the question is, well, is there any other fight that can get him more than $15 million? We say perhaps it's the Tyson Fury fight. Here's how. Deontay Wilder, that is, has more chips to play with in negotiating with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a lineal champ. Sure, he's never been beaten, but he doesn't have a belt. Okay? Deontay Wilder does. He has a WBC belt. Deontay Wilder is the recognized heavyweight champion of the world by the World Boxing Council. Tyson Fury is not recognized as the heavyweight champion of the world by anyone besides Tyson Fury, right? I mean, it is what it is. He's never been beaten, but he's been MIA. He was stripped for failing drug tests, etc., etc. So he needs the belt, right? In order for him to be the man in the division, obviously he needs a belt. Wilder has that. So It stands to reason that if Wilder and Fury were to meet up, they could split that 50-50, as opposed to taking 15, like he was going to for the Joshua fight, and giving everything else out to AJ. He had made every concession. If the fight would have did $100 million, AJ would have got 85 potentially, which is what they wanted, and Wilder was going to take a flat fee of 15. If the Wilder with Tyson Fury fight does $50 million, which is reasonable, okay, and we think that a Tyson Fury fight with Deontay Wilder is bigger than a Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight in the U.S. Now, not internationally, not in the UK, not all over the world, but in the U.S. There would be more pay-per-view sales for a Tyson Fury fight than there would with an Anthony Joshua fight. So if it's a $50 million fight, and we think that's a conservative estimate. We think it could do more than that, right? We think realistically, this could do between 500,000 and 700,000 pay-per-view sales. Combine that with everything that it would do in the UK, and you have a healthy purse here. So let's say it does 50 million. A 50-50 split of that is 25 million each. That is considerably more than the Wilder fight. That's 40% more than he was going to get for the Wilder fight. So, good things happen to good people. And Wilder wanted to make the fight. He got played. Well, now he may get a more lucrative fight and a better fight. And if he wins that fight, he's now the man in the division. He has the best win in the division. A win over Tyson Fury is better than anything AJ has done or can do. Because you can't beat AJ. AJ can't beat Fury if Wilder's tied up with Fury and beats him. So then he can demand a lion's share of the purse with Wilder. Wilder can demand a lion's share of the purse in an AJ fight because he has the better win. If Wilder beats Fury, which we're not saying would happen, we're not predicting that, but if he did, he'd be the king of the division. He'd be the man that beat the man. And AJ just has a bunch of vacant belts. Or belts that he won from guys who won vacant belts. There's a lineage that AJ has to the heavyweight championship. He just won a bunch of vacant belts and beat guys who won vacant belts. Wilder won his belt on his own merit. We're all going to say, okay, look, he didn't beat the best fighter in the world. Reasonable. But he will also have beaten Tyson Fury, who's the man who beat the man. Right? Fury beat Vlad, and Vlad beat everybody. So if that were to happen, Wilder would get a massive payday with Fury, and then he would get the lion's share of the payday with AJ, and he'd be in position now to call out the terms. He's like, you know what? I want to fight in Alabama. I want to fight in Tuscaloosa in front of 100,000 of my home fans. Take it or leave it, AJ. And if AJ wants to be the best heavyweight of his era, well, he's got to do that, right? Because the only guy that he can fight now to be the best heavyweight of his era is Deontay Wilder. I hope all that makes sense. So what we're saying is, yeah, the AJ fight would probably make more money overall, but Wilder already made every single concession and agreed to take the fight for a flat fee of $15 million. While the Tyson Fury fight may only do, let's say, $50 million, he has the negotiating chip, the world title belt, to negotiate a 50-50 split. This AJ fight falling apart may have played perfectly into the hands of Deontay Wilder, who can now get a more profitable fight and still have the prospects of an AJ fight in which he can get the lion's share of the money if everything works out. This, when one window closes, when one door closes, another window really does open. And there is some definite silver lining for Deontay Wilder. Let's just say that. And again, he won't have to concede everything, like he would with Anthony Joshua. Both these guys have the gift of the gab. They can sell this fight. Anthony Joshua's more of a laid-back kind of guy. Yeah, he's a smart guy and he's a little witty, but he doesn't do much talking. Eddie Hearn does his talking, and people generally don't like Eddie Hearn. People like Deontay Wilder, and people like Tyson Fury. They're entertaining guys with the gift of gab. They can sell this fight in the U.S. We really do think that a Fury pay-per-view would do more than a Joshua pay-per-view here domestically in the United States. Is this the right fight at the right time? It is for Wilder. Wilder's in his group. He's knocked out every single guy that he's faced. 40-0. He's knocked out every single opponent. He's in the group. You see him all over the place now. His stock really can't go up, right? Because if he fights anyone and it goes the distance, that streak is over. Now's the perfect time for Wilder. Is it for Tyson Fury, though? As a fight fan, do you want to see this fight now, or do you want to see Tyson Fury take a few more tune-ups? Let's be real about Tyson Fury. Fury's only fought one time in 3 years. Now, he's only beaten himself, right? No one's beaten him, right? He didn't lose his titles to anyone. He lost it because he retired or quit and failed drug tests, and he gave up his titles, basically. He is definitely the more skilled fighter of the two, the way he stays on his toes and flicks the jab. And Wilder is a guy that falls behind on the scorecard. Now, he fell behind on our scorecard 4-0 to a guy named Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington is nowhere near the skill level of Tyson Fury. He lost the first 4 rounds or so to Luis Ortiz. Now, Ortiz is a better fighter, but Wilder did nothing. He can't sit back and do nothing against Tyson Fury and hope to knock him out. Tyson Fury is too athletic, he's too good on his feet, and his jab is too good. If he builds up a lead, he can nurse that lead, right? He can not get hit. We saw Tyson Fury not get hit at all against Klitschko. He can do that. He can sit there and outbox Deontay Wilder if he can get back to his form that he was in 2015. Now, that's 3 years ago. He's taken one tune-up fight, a joke of a fight, against the number 2 cruiserweight in Albania. We're not joking. Right? BoxRec ranked Safari the number 2 cruiserweight in Albania out of 2 cruiserweights, out of 2 Albanian cruiserweights. So that fight was an absolute joke. It did nothing to get Fury back. Yeah, he made some money. We got to see Tyson Fury again. But that fight did nothing to show me, and I hope it didn't show you anything, to say that, oh yeah, Tyson Fury's back. The guy that beat Vlad, the guy that outclassed Klitschko, and yes, a boring fight, but he took him to school? To say that Tyson Fury is back, we hope that you don't come away with that after watching his first joke of a fight. Now, he is scheduled to fight again in August. There is no opponent named yet, and as soon as there is one, we'll let you know. Hopefully it's a step up from the Albanian cruiserweight he just fought. But there's still a ways to go, right? So even if he looks good and he fights a little bit better opposition, this is a guy that is 1 year removed from weighing 400 pounds, battling drug issues, drug addiction, whatever you want to call it. Do you want to see this version of Tyson Fury? Is this version of Tyson Fury ready to fight Deontay Wilder in, say, December? Because that could realistically happen. Or as a fight fan, do you want to say, no, let Tyson Fury get a few more tune-ups? Because the fight he took against the guy Safari is basically what Mike Tyson did with Peter McNeely. I mean, that thing was a joke, right? So do you want Fury to get a couple more tune-ups, get at least 2 tune-ups, and make this fight somewhere in the spring or summer of 2019? The money would still be there. It would probably be a bigger fight because it would give him a year, right? It would give him a year to hype the fight and trash talk and do all that extra stuff. What would you rather see? As a fight fan, do you want to see that super fight as soon as possible? Do you say, the heck with it, Tyson Fury is a bigger, more skilled fighter and he's ready for him right now? Or do you want to say, hey, listen, Tyson Fury, he needs to get his life together a little bit more. He needs to show that he's ready for this level fight and that he's ready for Deontay Wilder. And he needs to show that in another tune-up fight or so. We're just not convinced that he would be ready. And also, who do you think would win, right? Without really knowing if Tyson Fury is back, who would win that fight? Let us know below. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. And please subscribe to help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We really need your help. We would appreciate that. Again, this is 3D Boxing signing off for a very, very special edition of The Hot Stove. Wanted to give you the latest news and rumors. Thank you, and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingblog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.